Hello, my name is Leon. Welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Korea. In previous episode, the French decided to invade and we lost one of our states. We did lose a decent bit of our GDP. We haven't quite recovered yet, but we are probably on the road to recovery anyway. We're building up a bit of fleet so that we could maybe get our stuff back. Although I suppose we still got a truce with the French for another 3 years or so. Like, it's 1930 when that ends, and I don't think we'll necessarily have enough time to get that back, let's be honest. So that's a bit unfortunate. Now, of course, there's a chance, I suppose, that there's going to be a revolution in there. Like, it's got quite a bit of turmoil and everything else, so maybe if we join on that one and help with our fleet to keep them at bay or something. But even then, it's not guaranteed by any chance. Or any means. We are also getting the research on the hand-crank machine gun soon. I suppose one of the things that we could do, since we got, well, we're getting quite a bit of money now since the private sector is paying for the construction. To be fair, slowly eating into the investment pool, but that's not really that bad. But I think what we might want to do is, first of all, we do still need to increase our military size a little bit. Where do we have the... Ah, right, so that's 40. That's 45. What do we need? Oh, right, okay. There's a lot that are on, technically speaking, still counted as part of it, but not part of it over here. So how many barracks did we lose in there? There's still 6. Okay, so that's probably not all of it. But now we're making a whole lot of money. So at least we can pay off some of the loans. Admittedly, what we could probably do is just go ahead and start building up a few more universities. Maybe another one in the northwestern state. It will cost us a little bit, but we can still get some money around that, let's just say, and with maybe increase the innovation a tiny bit. It won't make much of a difference in the end game or end of the game here, but it's, you know, we'll at least get us a bit more tech. At least we're going to get the hand-crank machine gun hopefully soon, and after that we're researching the monitors, which will hopefully be done soon enough as well. And in the meanwhile, the private... Oh, okay, someone got exiled from French Republic, but hopefully our private sector will keep on increasing things that will make a lot of money, or at least increase the GDP a lot. Now, to be fair, while we are going to be a lot smaller than Heavenly Kingdom in total GDP, at least all 4 of our states are within the top 5 in the market, so it's not the worst situation. It's probably not the best either. Oh, Guampu needs a bit of infrastructure, eh? Oh yeah, they do. It's getting a railway already, so it's being dealt with. I suppose another thing that I could do is maybe build a second university, or one more university, I suppose, in our capital. So that's going to be getting us a 10% extra throughput, and we can actually have all the way to 50. Okay, so we can have a lot more universities, but we're still making pretty decent money. Although now the investment pool is also growing. We've got about 5 million credit to pay off. I don't think we'll be paying all of that away by the end of the game, because there's not going to be that much time remaining, let's be honest. But there's definitely been quite a few lessons learned in this playthrough. I think the first and foremost, especially if you are starting as a tributary or something, do not take loans if you can avoid it, like at all. Like, rather take the social unrest from the taxes and all that, rather than just letting the debt accumulate. Because sooner or later you will run into problems where if you're paying already 20% of your income as a, well, away, then losing even more to the interest, it's not a good idea. Second thing, of course, is probably building a bit more universities early on, so, or as soon as you can, so that you can get the innovation up a bit faster, and thus you can get the text that you need a lot faster, and thus by the time you reach like 1900, you'll be in a lot better state. Another thing, of course, is not ignoring your military completely like we did for the first half of the game, really. Now, admittedly, we could have probably, if we had focused on the military early enough, we may have gotten the independence from Heavenly Kingdom, not necessarily in the war that we tried to do it as, but at an earlier point when they had a lot of the revolutions going on in the southern parts of the nation. So that would have maybe gained us the independence, and thus gained us a lot better economy overall. We could have still gone back to the Chinese market, I suppose, and then gained the benefits from there. But yeah, it's just definitely a bit of a misplay from me there, or several misplays from me there, let's be honest. But that's nothing new in this channel, I suppose. But let's get we'll get a port in Quanbook just to get a bit more convoys, because we're getting okay amount of... Oh yeah, 13,000 from Terrace. Hold on a minute, what are we trading it? That is a... Oh, hold on a minute. There's probably trade routes that we... Are we getting tariffs from someone else then as well? It must be. I mean, that's the only convoy that I have right now. There's a lot of convoys, though, going to Britain, and we're importing a whole lot of tools from there. There we go. Now we're back to 110 innovation. I think we might be increasing that a little bit further still. Do we have a university in here? We've got level 2. I guess we could get a level 3 in there. Fairly easy. Just do a little bit more construction work. We're still getting a decent bit of money. And the GDP is now 58 million. And I suppose the private sector is building a lot of mines in the not too distant future. But right now it's the railway, some tooling workshops, explosive factory, railway, shipyards. That does remind me, as soon as we get the hand crank machine guns, which is 6 weeks at this point, then we'll start working on the monitors, which is going to be for 2 years. Okay, what I might actually do is instead of going for the monitors, we'll get in the enlistment officers, and then maybe we'll get the monitors. I don't know if we'll start spreading that one afterwards, but maybe it will. Also, how's the... So we are still not below 35% peasants, but with 35.6, so it is going downwards. And soon enough, we will hopefully get the From Faster Factories journal entry done. But how is the fleet looking like right now? We've got 16 out of 20. So we've got a little bit more frigates at least. I believe there's a few more places that are at least providing some, but these frigates aren't really good enough anymore. The ironclads aren't really probably good enough anymore either, to be fair, but it's better than nothing. So there we go. The hand crank machine gun should be done right about now. There we go. So that's a bit more defense and kill rate for our troops. And I believe that's a passive thing. I don't think I need to do anything about that, do I? No, I mean, there's the machine gunners thing, automatic machine guns. But the hand crank machine guns is still a bit of an improvement on the troop quality. I suppose, can we see the stats of these? 25... So it's not a massive defense, I suppose. The artillery does a little bit better. The skirmish infantry... Oh, wait, no. It is actually better than that. That's just the base stat. So if we have a look at over here, so we got the elite... Oh, we got some elite status units in here. I didn't realize we had that. Every week this unit gains experience and will gain... Oh, right, so it's reached the elite status already. There's some that are not quite as elite yet. But okay, that's good to know. And we're still making pretty good money despite building the university. I think what we might want to do, actually, is there anything that we need desperately? The Korean fleet had low organization. It's probably still building up the fleets and all that, so that's probably part of the reason. I think there's other reasons behind there as well, of course. But that's at least a start of the reasoning there. Let's get a food industry. I don't know if... actually... How about... Oh, man of wars are still high in demand. Tools are, of course, in high demand. Coal is in high demand. Wood. Glass is starting to be pretty high demand as well. And steamers. Didn't we have steamer production already somewhere? I mean, I know that we had it in here, but do we have somewhere else? As a matter of fact, yes, we do. Would this be... It would be a little bit profit. Not necessarily a massive amount. Maybe we should get some more motor industries, actually. Get this to level 5 or something. So, the enlistment office is going to be done in about a week. That'll be good. There we go. Contributor battalions is increasing. So we could have even more contributions. Now, to be fair, we don't have too many right now. What are we lacking in here? Engines. Okay, so we need to get a lot more motor industries in a lot of places. Start focusing on those, I suppose. With the government industries, anyway. So that way we can sell... Oh, right, so what's the... Oh, Johnny Call, okay. So not quite the monitors I was hoping for, but I guess it's better than nothing. Ooh, oil discovered in Shaanxi. So how's the peasant numbers? Oh, it's almost below 55%. Oh, not 50, 35%. So we'll soon have that. The food industry is coming along quite nicely. We are doing 2 buildings at the same time with the government investments. Our GDP has kind of stalled there. It might be probably going to be growing slowly, but we've been doing a lot of work on everything else, like universities and all that. Also, we're still losing 75. Okay, we need to probably build a few more government administrations as well. I suspect that is going to be needed. So how many motor industries? We're getting 2 motor industries with the private sector as well. So that will definitely be increasing the motor production, or the engine production rather. So what are we getting in the... I believe in society we're getting the corporatism, which is quite handy, and then we could get aniline. Actually, at this point, we got a little bit extra income. I'm going to go ahead and switch from autocracy to oligarchy, maybe. Technocracy would also be okay, I suppose. No, I think we're going to go with oligarchy, making the capitalists a bit stronger. And of course, the industrialists do support that law, so we've got 35% chance of passing it already. It does maybe anger the landowners a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. I suppose soon enough the landowners aren't really a problem at all. And we're still paying £17,000 per week on interest, and £51,400 per week on the tributary. Oh boy, that is a lot. I do wonder, though, how is the troop qualities in here? Can we see the army? They got some skirmish infantry. They got 40 defense or something in here. So in theory, our troops probably now have slightly better defense than what the Chinese have, but they have so much more troops that they would overwhelm us. Like, we don't have that much better troops yet. Plus the fact that we don't have trench infantry or anything like that. At least we're getting the monitors, so that'll get us slightly better. Is there any more training things? So those are already. And the naval base, we are going to get the better training there at some point, once the tech has spread to us. There we go, we've got the food industries already built in here, and there we go, from farms to factories completed. Road to progress. So we can get, for 5 years, 20% more loyalists from standard of living increases, or industrialists get more pop attraction and interest. You know, I'll actually take that one, because if we can get more people to support the industrialists, we can get the oligarchy passed a bit sooner. Now, it does reduce our available authority, but that's fine. I mean, we've got the achievement already for the enlightened despot, which is kind of why we were staying as monarchy for the longest time. So now we're getting the 2 motor industries, then some government administration. Hopefully that'll be done soon enough. And there's a whole lot more private sector being built. So, oh, we reached 5 million population in the northeast. So how is the... Oh, they've managed to reduce the turmoil a little bit in here. But the population seems to be still going down. I mean, there's still probably a lot of mortality. How's the local prices, actually? They need a whole lot of energy and everything. Okay, so they're not looking all that great. Eye of the Needle. I think the clergy can probably reduce a little bit of approval. Or we can let it go some of their approval and still be fine. So I'm hoping that we can at least get to like 65 million GDP total. Or somewhere around there. Like, I know that it's still going to be well behind Heavenly Kingdom, which have about 200 right now. To be fair, they've kind of stalled for the time being. Routing speech captivates the public. We're going to get 15% chance. Yeah, we'll take that one. We don't want to make landowners any more powerful. We're making a good £12,000 per week right now, so we are still reducing the debt a decent bit. Like, not that long ago, we had 5 million, and we're already below 4. But there we go, there's the motor industries, and now we're already at 59 million. In GDP. I'm pretty sure that we can get that at least to 60 today. Probably well beyond that, to be fair. We do need to get a lot more bureaucracy. I mean, we've got a massive tax deficit still. £77,000 per week are being lost because of not having enough administration centres and all that. So that would be something that we should maybe look into a bit better. Now, these aren't the cheapest of buildings, to be fair. I'll get one in each state, at least. Agitator appears. Colonial exploitation. Oh, okay. Oh, and we've got 50% chance now for the oligarchy. At least to start moving forward, and that'd be handy. Revolution in Niger. Okay. Oh, against British Republic. Ah, okay. Right, so how's the world looking like? Still no Germany. Austria is still fairly strong. French Republic is pretty strong. Portugal seems to have a bit of revolution there. Italy did form, but they do miss a few areas here and there. Egypt is still fairly... Well, I say fairly strong. Is Hejaz independent? No, they're part of the French market, actually. Yeah, they're a French protectorate. Getting some more explosive factories. So we are at least definitely increasing the GDP in our states. I mean, we are back to the top 4 in the Chinese market. So I suspect that... Actually, Yangtze is about twice as high as the highest Chinese one. So, yeah, we've got fairly good grip on the first position there. As long as we don't lose any more territories, which would be preferable. There we go. Brings a consideration. So we're getting still at £13,000 per week. I mean, that's slowly increasing because we pay off the loan and all that. And of course, the GDP... Oh, is almost 60 million already. But number 12 worldwide. So who is actually ahead of us in GDP? Belgium is... Ooh, yeah, we need to get another 6 million or so to even catch up to then. Technically speaking, 5 would be almost enough. 6 million is probably, or 6 or 7 is probably what they'll have more. So, like, once we get to, like, I don't know, 68 million, we might have past Belgium. If we can do it quickly, then Italy is not far ahead of Belgium. And then Austria, then Russia is pretty far off from Austria at least. But we're going to be increasing the taxation capacity a little bit soon enough. So that might be enough to start making a bit more money. And then be able to maybe lower some of the taxes to get maybe even more loyalists. I mean, right now, the loyalist numbers have been going up. The radicals numbers have been mostly staying the same. I mean, there's been a little bit changes here and there, but it's not that massive, I suppose. So it's good enough. Well, there we go. One of the government administration buildings is about to be done. And I suspect that that's going to be... Oh, yeah, that was about £2,000 extra taxes at least. Probably even more than that. Do we still have the... Oh, yeah, we still got plenty of construction work to do. And we're getting a bit of bureaucracy as well that we could then maybe improve some of our institutions. The health system wouldn't be the worst. Law enforcement could be quite handy, or just increase the education further. Because right now, our literacy rate is still only 51.6%. We haven't really done enough work on that one. Oh, hold on a minute. What's that? Oh, it's Langfang is having another revolt. Alright then. It's none of our business. Investment pool is something that we could maybe go ahead and increase, or start using a bit further. So let's go ahead and put in another construction sector being built there. Maybe another one in here as well, and one in our capital. It does take a decent bit of tools overall and all that, but that might allow us to utilize the remain, well, a bit more of the investment pool, maybe get a bit larger growth. Oh, okay, more oil discovered. And of course, it's not our territory, so it doesn't really concern me too much. We do have a good, about 140 innovation. We could have up to 127. So that's something that we could maybe go ahead and increase a bit further as well. Get another university underway. Go ahead and get the government, or construction sectors, alternating with the administration buildings. So increase the construction speed a bit further. It's not going to be that massive boost. Discord within rural folk. With their support, this will pass, so it's 66% chance now. That's not too shabby. So we do still have a bit of authority. We got £19,000 per week extra right now in taxes. It's not enough to reduce the taxes, but we might actually go ahead and remove the fine art taxation soon. We'll just, you know, we'll utilize it as long as we can. Once we lose the oligarchy, then we'll drop that one, and that should be fine in terms of the authority side of things. We will, of course, then... Oh, yeah, there we go. We got a bit of extra money there. So 3.2 million is still what we need to pay back. Well, we don't have to, but we're probably going to do that anyway. And we've got about 61 million GDP. So that's not too shabby. How long? Okay, we've got 10 more months for the monitors. So we'll have that more or less ready for the... Once the truce with the French is over. Now, I don't know if the French are going to be attacking us or not. That is definitely a good question. I mean, they're not currently in any diplomatic place. I don't know if they are interested in having a full state in here or not. I mean, they probably would like to take more areas, let's be honest, but they didn't really expand too much in Japan either. But I suppose Japan at least got independence in there, while over here, not so much. Now, admittedly, the French have probably wrecked the economy in this state already. How much is the GDP? It is 8 million still. So it would still be getting us to like 70 more or less total if we got it back, which we probably won't, let's be honest. And how much do we have government construction now? So it's still 2 buildings at a time. One of them almost full speed, one definitely full speed. Oh, well, there we go. That government administration is about to be completed. So that should improve our taxes from 76.6 unrealized taxes to maybe 74. Okay, 75. I don't know if that's going to be changing any further, or if that was the final numbers. It may have been the final numbers. Well, it's still £1,000 extra taxes, more or less, so it's not all bad. Now, we got 61.6 million already in GDP. It is, you know, it's okay-ish. Consider where we started, like, it's still about 10 times increase during the playthrough, but it's also a lot less than what we need to surpass China. But I was kind of hoping to fare a little bit better, but, well, I mean, of course, I could have saved scummed or something along the way. When I did all, well, plenty of the mistakes that I did. Hey, there we go, the law is progressing at least. We do have a little bit of progress, but how much do we need for the institution? It's 260 each. Ooh. Alright, well, in that case, what we might want to do... Oh, are we still having a... Yeah, we still need a lot more engines, actually. Let's go ahead and get another motor industry probably in here. Already getting one extra in there. Then maybe another steel mill wouldn't hurt either. And the coal mines have been expanding quite a bit already, so have the lead mines. So how's the market looking like in terms of the good price? So the fine art is still very expensive. Engines are hugely expensive. Iron glass are quite expensive. Do I have the military shipyard somewhere? We've got one being built, at least. But do I have another one? We've got one here, which is still providing the manor wars. Which as soon as we get the monitors, we can switch that one to the ironclads as well. Reducing a little bit of our military expenditures at least, so that would be quite handy. We've only got 20 flotillas, so it's fairly small. It's 18th largest fleet in worldwide though, so I guess it's better than nothing. Our army is, on the other hand, fairly small still. And we didn't actually increase the army size at all. Right, so if we were to get some of these back, maybe we'll get some skirmish infantry. And then we'll get a couple artillery pieces. So we'll have a slightly larger army. It's going to get us back to 90 battalions at least, which is still fairly small in the grand scheme of things, but it is at least an improvement. And we've gotten the taxways to be less than... Okay, it's about 74,000 pounds per week. So at least that is underway. And we could actually go ahead and increase some of the institutions. I think we're just going to go and lean heavier into the education. That'll probably help. We're making 21,000 pounds per week right now. I suppose if the oligarchy passes this time around, we'll need to reduce some of the taxes, but or one of these taxes, which is going to cost us a little bit of money, but it's not the worst, let's be honest. And we paid off so much of the debt that, well, yeah, we basically halved it already during this episode, but we're not done yet. So we can probably, we might be getting at least below 2.5 million, possibly even less than that. Another university will be done, so that should get us to about 118. So that would, well, it's then still at about 10 points away from being the max. Because if we were to get some of the techs in here, well, corporatism is going to be almost unlocked. And after that, there is, of course, the philosophical pragmatism, which would reduce the population cost multiplier for bureaucracy. Would be quite handy. Of course, getting the taxation or identification documents. Actually, we'll go ahead and queue that one up. Because I want to have that one, just for the extra taxation. And there we go, we got oligarchy. Right, so we did actually lose a little bit of that. Let's have a look at the government. Oh, okay, we can get those in. There we go. And then we need to reduce at least some of the taxes. We'll go ahead and drop that one. The tea tax is also something we could maybe drop to have a little bit extra. Although, what are we using it for? Encouraging the things, we got quite a bit of consumption taxes, and that's about it. So maybe we'll just remove the tea tax as well. Still making money. We got a bit of extra authority available. Oh, and there we go, corporation unlocked. And I suppose having that will, or reducing some of the taxes, will improve the standard of living a little bit. Not massive amounts, mind you. But the wealthy are actually faring rather well here. The lower strata not as well, mind you, but I suppose it's... Oh, anarchism is spreading. Well, that doesn't surprise me, to be fair. You rather discover in Tonkin. Alright then. So motor industries is being built, then steel mills will get a few more barracks. So at least that is underway. Again, our fleet is fairly small, so I don't think we'll be able to stop the French fleet. But if we can at least switch to the monitors, we'd have a slightly better chance of fighting them. Even though we might not win them, but we could deal some damage. In the meanwhile, Tripolitania is having a revolution there. Alright then. No Ethiopia yet. The British have colonized a whole lot of land. There's also quite a bit of French colonies in here, in the western side of Africa. A bit of Portuguese as well. I'm still slowly paying off the loans, although it's now only £6,000 per week, so it's not quite as good. We got 62 million GDP, so that has been climbing upwards. I mean, we did reach 66 million before we lost the state. So we've got a bit of work to do in here. We did increase the total construction speed to 200, so that should leave 50 for the government, more or less, and then 150, or bit more than that actually, to the private sector, which does seem to be using quite a bit. Now, whether it is the best or not is debatable, but it's good enough. It's definitely improving our economy. And we're number 30, but we can't go on or above that, I don't think. No, we could go to max of 29, but that's about it. But 4 weeks for the monitors, we can then start upgrading our fleets. And that will be very handy. Oh, and we had, how's the market looking like? So the engine price is massive. Now, to be fair, the local prices might not be that bad, but it is still a huge demand for engines in the market. So that is something we should probably just keep on pushing further and further. We haven't unlocked the electric engines, which is a bit of a shame. How's the electricity prices, by the way? It's a bit elevated in there. A bit elevated over there. Not too bad in these two. So over here, we might want to get another power plant, actually. Not necessarily huge profit from that, but it'll be useful. And there we go, monitors unlocked. So if we now go for the fleet, we can upgrade these two monitors. And that will be, like, it's going to take a few moments to upgrade all of them. That will be probably quite an increase on the damages and all that. Like, it's got 12 and 18 on these right now, and these got 23 and 34, so yeah, that defense modifier goes up a lot. And we can now switch the military shipyard over here to build steel hulls. So no more man of wars, but much more ironclads. Let's actually double check that we did that for both the military shipyards. We didn't. Right. Yes, we'll switch the steel hulls. Don't think there's too much. I mean, the meat packing, that would require more oil. Ooh, there we go, monitors completed. A shallow draft solution. Designed for coastal defense operation, what monitors lack in ocean-going capabilities, they make up for in cost effectiveness. Admiral Hyung-jo Seo has informed the Admiralty in Hanjung that his fleet will keep any foes away from Korean waters. Trade centers building throughput would be quite handy. Navy defense would be pretty good as well. We'll take the Navy defense, actually. So we are still making £7,000 per week. We are slowly, very slowly increasing GDP. But it's already 1930, so we probably have like one more episode after this. I suppose that's not the worst thing. Right, now there's a huge demand for man of wars in the market, but we don't produce them anymore. We are producing now the ironclads, and that's probably for the better. Right, so what are we're getting the identification documents in 10 months. After that, we could either go for the aniline is kind of useful, to be fair, but that will be probably done before we get to that. Now, we could get the Navy training, I suppose. Get more naval bases as well. Or possible naval bases, at least. Alternatively, well, there's that one. There's the floating harbor. And then after that, there's, of course, the self-propelled torpedoes. We could, of course, just go ahead and get some more stuff in the society techs, like the steel frame building, just to see how much construction work we can do with all of the stuff that we have in here. And there we go, that steel is about to be completed. We didn't quite hit the 65 million today, but I think we are going to do that in the next episode, because I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.